That's it now.
Right, let us know if the audio is a wee bit better, guys, please. If you could. A thumbs up.
Right,
Good.
should be better now, guys. I'll take a couple of seconds with a 30-second delay, remember.
There we go. Well done. Well done, Si.
It's working now.
God, it would be elf.
So we've got a few things to talk about tonight, guys. First of all, my name is Si Leslie. You couldn't hear us, so we need to start again.
And that's all, and that's the end of the Gers TV for tonight.
It's all about me. We've got Vivian, we've got Gordon, and we've got Lewis in the corner. Guys, we're going to be speaking about the Rangers Kilmarnock game. Rangers won 3-1 at the weekend. We're playing Hibs tomorrow night. It's not on TV, remember, and we've got the Rangers Raith Rovers Scottish Cup build up as well. We'll also have our friends from Randallson Rangers Supporters Club giving us a wee call about their special weekend that they had. Let me know you can hear that now. Give us a thumbs up. So,
Sorry, what?
I can't talk.
What's your name again? Do you want to tell everyone who you are again?
The main man, the star of the show.
Mr. Modest.
So, everybody have a good weekend, aye?
Yes.
Yes, I was at Ibrox with you on Saturday.
And you done your first live video outside the
It was
stadium.
absolutely terrifying.
You were a nervous wreck.
I was
You only
a
decided
nervous
to be a
wreck.
nervous wreck 2 seconds before we decided to be there. She turned up 5 minutes late. Mrs. Cool, no bother on the arse, no bother on the head, everything's great. As soon as I put the link on, she's like, live, she's like, no.
Oh no.
No, I went and hit him. It was scary. I see. It's totally different. But you just kept trying to throw the mic at me, and I was
He
like,
does that.
No.
Does that? He doesn't. It's like Lily. It's Mummy just shoves you in the pool.
Aye.
It was,
the
it's
deep
better
end.
you're getting in the deep end. After that,
Exactly.
you actually enjoyed it. and
I
it's-
really enjoyed it.
It's heading for 10,000 views, that video, so
I'm
that was
actually
good.
looking forward to
There you
doing
go.
a lot more interviews. So
It's
I've
just
had
getting
my
a chance
first-
to meet the fans in general.
It was.
So one of the guys who's going to call us tonight in 2 minutes' time is I think it's David. There's a few a few members of the Randallson Rangers Supporters Club. They've been doing a lot for the community recently. You might be watching my video at the weekend, and they brought one of their special guests over as a wee charity weekend helped by Rangers Football Club. To be fair, Rangers had them on the proxy then.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did. Yep. Mhm.
So we'll be speaking to them in a few minutes' time as well, and then you'll get a chance to phone in as well. Any comments? We might just quickly go with the comments in it.
Yeah.
You doing something?
Yeah, here's the call.
Just a few hellos and sounds.
And we've also got Lewis's graphic. He's got the graphics back at finally
Oh,
from
God.
Nuremberg.
Nuremberg up there.
Right,
The
so
heads
what's
were
the comments we
screwed
got?
So first of all, hi everyone. Hope you're all well.
Frank, go. Who's going to pronounce his second name?
I'll do it. Frank from Germany.
Yeah.
No, Frank Hildebrandt Walowski.
Well done.
How's that?
Hi,
You
Donna.
need to ask him. We'll come for a drink with us one day, isn't it?
Aye.
Heidelberg
His
Walowski.
Walowski.
His name's probably second. Is probably
Neil Reid from Toronto.
Smith or something. Neil
Tommy
Reid's
McLean.
like,
I can't see anything. Hopefully you can see something new, Tommy. No, you've got us all worried. Sound was. We know the sound was what it was. Miss it. Bypass the sound comments.
Yeah.
So we had YouTube on at the same time, but didn't realise it. So I was doing a wee project.
Okay.
That's it now. So but let's go down to the bottom. Perfect. Everybody's happy. Almost. The thumbs are up. Everything's great, and we
Oh.
are the people.
I was almost.
Almost
I
got
think. I don't think Frank's saying he's almost happy. I think his pronunciation was almost right.
Frank
Almost right.
Almost
Hildebrand
right, okay.
Walowski.
Almost right or almost wrong. That's the question.
Okay, so welcome to the show. What will we discuss first today?
Well, we're going to get a wee call in 1 minute, so I'm just going to take some minute because we'll start talking about the Kelly game, and there's not really much point. Before we do that, Lewis, you did tell us some news tonight.
Did I?
You told us that
Good news.
Ridvan and Suter
Oh
played.
yeah. In the B team game against Celtic, both Ridvan Yilmaz and John Suter started and played the entire match.
Both.
The less said about the score, the better. But you know, it was 3-1 to Celtic, unfortunately. But I mean, Beale said that Redvan would need one game before he's fully back. You know, one bounce game. So hopefully we'll see him this weekend against Raith Rovers, and I think that he'll start to cement that starting left back spot. As for Suter, I don't think we'll see him tomorrow night, but we can definitely see him at the weekend, and possibly a start for him against a lower opposition.
The main thing is they got game time. That's the big thing. The result doesn't really matter. I think it's quite important that that's a call coming. Is it the right number?
Yeah, 327.
Aye, that's
Yeah.
it. There you go. Need some volume. Hello.
Hello, is that Simon?
Hello.
How you doing?
Can you hear it?
Hello, can you hear me?
The answer.
That's not a great
Hello.
line. Can you hear me okay, Simon? Hello?
Don't know what's happened at all here. I'll try and quickly fix this. The output's went right. Let me try and text them. That's been touched this week, so it should
Hang on, I'll try and call back and maybe get a better connection. 2 seconds.
Hey.
phone.
We've just got a call coming in from one of our Supporters Club's friends. We'll be with you in a wee second. We're just sorting it out so we can actually hear him. So the viewers can hear.
Can they?
Yeah.
That's
so
good. That's good.
it's
Devices.
loud, but
audio.
that's him phoning again. So
2 seconds.
Hopefully get it sorted in a sec.
he's not actually on the phone right now. He's phoning now.
Aye, but should be on that. Try that. Thanks for trying to get me answer. There's a. Hello.
Hello, was that Simon?
There
Yes,
we go. Got
there we
it.
go. There we go.
Simon, can you hear me better now, yeah?
Yes, loud and clear.
Hiya.
You alright?
It's not a great line. I can just about hear you. You sound as if you're very far away, possibly
We
in
are.
Scotland.
We're in Glasgow.
So, is it David we're speaking to?
No, it's Eddie.
Eddie, how you doing, mate?
That's my dad's name.
I'm
Hi,
not doing
Eddie.
so bad.
We're going to speak slow for you tonight because you guys could hardly make us out and we could hardly make you out last week.
It sounds as if you're quite far away. Can you hear me clearly enough, yeah?
Aye,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Loud.
not so bad. Oh, that's the lady that we met at, I recognise her amazing her, yeah, on Saturday at the stadium.
Yeah.
That's
Hello.
Vivian. So it's Vivian, myself, Vivian, Gordon and Lewis are on. You're on live just now, Eddie.
Alright, very good. No swearing then.
Yeah. Eddie, so just quickly introduce who your supporters club are, where you're from.
So our supporters club is called Randallstown Rangers Supporters Club, and we are based in Randallstown, County Antrim, in Northern Ireland, and that is about 20 miles roughly north of Belfast, just at the top of the M2. So we're not too far away from the boats till scoot down and then scoot across to go and see yourselves.
Yeah. So
Nice one.
you've been doing a lot of stuff for your community recently. We got a hold of you and wanted to speak to you. So at the weekend, you had a wee visitor over, a wee girl.
Yeah, so that was just the weekend past. We had a club trip there the weekend past, but that was purely by luck. We had arranged a trip. One of our club members, his daughter he's got a wee daughter called Chloe. She's a massive Rangers fan. Chloe she's actually 11. It's her birthday yesterday. She's just turned 11. So whenever this was organised, she's 10. So Chloe's got spina bifida,
Bless.
but she really is. She's an absolutely fantastic wee girl. She's always smiling, and I was talking to Johnny one night in the pub, and he just happened to mention about going to Ravenhill to Ulster Rugby, and the family's always split up at these events. He would have loved to have went to an event like that there sort of ways, just as a whole family. So it got my head ticking. I wrote to Rangers. I initially wrote to the supporters club's email. They put me in contact with Greg Marshall, and Greg Marshall then put me in contact with the Rangers Charity Foundation, and a few emails back and forth, and they came back with just a fantastic package for us. They were going to bring over the whole family of 4 so they could go and watch the match together. And they also threw in an Ibrox tour then the following day on the Sunday with no tour being available on the match day. So the only thing then was that we didn't actually realise at the time that most of the disabled seating in the lower main stand area, that will actually only allows for 2 carer positions. So it would have meant that the family was split. So again, bag. They pulled a few more string for us, and they got the whole family in as a group. The family of 4, mum, dad, brother, and Chloe, into Broxy's Den. So they had a brilliant day with lots of photos from it. They done the whole thing. They went and seen the players coming in. All the players got their photo taken with Chloe. Then they went to the match, had a brilliant game at the match. I think whenever we scored, Chloe basically screamed. She hasn't been at Ibrox before. It's her first ever journey there. So it was just a fantastic day, and it was the thing that made it, the whole family was there and able to celebrate it together. And then we had a few celebrations after the game as well. There was 21 grown-up members there after the game with a few drinks, a few sore heads the next day, and we set off as Chloe and her family then got an Ibrox tour on the Sunday as well.
Excellent.
So it sounds like a great weekend.
Yeah, it was absolutely superb. Lots of photos, lots of memories, and Chloe's already asking when she can go back, so we've definitely done something right.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Fantastic, and it was really good to catch up and just get a wee chat and a wee blether with yous.
It was. Thank you.
Yeah, I think she was a wee bit shy whenever we came and seen you at the gate on Saturday. We weren't just expecting microphones to be there. I think I was as camera shy as Vivian was at the start, because I thought we were just coming up to say hello, and I didn't realise we were going to be live on air. But I think there was quite a few of us was quite shy, but we got there in the end.
We all get thrown in the deep end.
And there was a good response since then. I've seen a lot of people from Northern Ireland commenting on the pages about it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's nice to get good PR out about Rangers, because, as you know yourself, there's a negativity always spreads first and spreads the widest sort of way. So whenever you've got a good story to tell, it's nice to go and promote it and see the good things that Rangers does. It's the foundation is a fantastic thing, and the work that they do for charity and whatnot. I've done a few things myself actually for the foundation and raising funds, and they work very, very hard in the background. So it's nice to actually have it the other way whenever we've been there on the receiving end of some of the charity. So it's absolutely brilliant. So Chloe had a brilliant time, and that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Brilliant.
I hope we can definitely come over this year.
Sorry, say again.
And you go right, sir?
I'm saying I hope we can come over this year and visit yous.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, certainly give us a shout. We've got an end of season party coming up in June, and we'll get you some of the details over, and you're more than welcome. As long as you bring plenty of money, we're your people.
That sounds good.
Sounds great. And listen, well done for all the other work you've been doing as well with the local kids as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the club's been really, really busy this year. We've done lots of initiatives. I suppose it's like everything else. We've had that lull period of COVID where everybody was sat in the house and we're all coming up with these ideas. The club, our supporters club, relaunched again in 2019-2020 season. We were an active club, but unfortunately our past chairman passed away, and with his demise, the club fell away for a few years. But there's a few of us, half a dozen of us, got together, and we thought it would be a good idea to launch the club again. And one of the things that we thought about whenever we did launch it was how could we encourage sort of the local youngsters into supporting Rangers, because that's one thing you always see on the streets is we young lads in Rangers top sort of ways, but they don't sort of get till over to Ibrox, because it's not that easy to get to Ibrox. And we thought about it, what do we do? So we came up with the idea of the Young Bears Club. But again, it's like everything else. You need funding, everything needs money. You don't really want to ask, if you're asking kids to go to Ibrox, you don't really want to ask the kids for handouts. So as a club, we've got two main income sources. We've got a wee New Year's raffle that we do, and we also then have an end of season party that you guys are now all invited to.
Excellent.
And through that, our club members work really, really hard. We get a bit of funding together, and we were able to launch our Young Bears Club. So the idea was that we picked a game at the start of the season. Actually, we applied for these tickets back in August 22. We're very lucky in that we've got two local initiatives called Impact Network NI and the Spare and Cultural Awareness Association. They kindly give us the use of their 17-seater minibus for free, which is just fantastic because it's not easy to tap into that sort of thing. So the trip itself, it was fully allocated with 14 kids and then with 3 NI Access registered supervisors, because that's the way things are done now. You have to be responsible whenever you're taking children away. So it was a fully, the trip was fully allocated, and we got over to Ibrox on the 4th of February for the Ross County game. I was pulling my hair out before it. I was grey hair and a very little hair left. I was panicking because of the age of the kids. They're all between sort of 9 and 12 was the bulk of them. A good few of them have never been to Ibrox, but you know yourselves, whenever you're getting ticket allocations, it's always hard to get seats together, and I basically needed 17 seats together. So again, I wrote to Greg, the fans liaison officer, and I wrote him a letter explaining what we were doing, and 2-3 weeks before the game we got our full allocation. It couldn't have been better for the children. We got the whole 17 all together in the Brimlin front stand, BF5, right next to the away fans. So we had 17 we wannabe Union Bears, we wannabe hooligans sort of screaming out over at the away fans. It was hilarious watching them.
Brilliant, fantastic.
Awesome.
Listen, we'll keep in touch with you, Eddie, but you did tell us at the weekend that you were shy. You don't sound shy tonight.
Yeah, not tonight.
Oh, you've been absolutely amazing.
Right, no, if I get going, I maybe wouldn't stop talking. But the only thing about the kids' trip is, with it being a day trip, we can't take them for beer and we can't take them for overnight sort of ways. It's a very, very long day for the children. They were all up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get the 7:30 boat. We were down there for 6:30 to get the 7:30 boat across from Belfast. And we didn't get home till Randallstown to approximately 11:30 that night. So the kids were completely wiped out. But I can't explain how proud we were of what we'd done. So obviously the boat was to pay, that's the guts of £600. The tickets was to pay, that's quite substantial. As well as that, we also done some little treat bags with juice, sweets, crisps, etc. to keep them amused on the bus. We also took them all to McDonald's just right beside the stadium there whenever they got there, so there were 17 of us in there. We met a few people in there, and they were all saying how well the kids were behaved, so it couldn't have been better. So as well as that, Impact NI and Spare and Culture Awareness, they actually funded it. They helped us with a little bit of support. They threw £200 into the pot as well. But the trip cost us just over £1,000 all in all, so I think it's of great merit for our club. We've never done anything else before. We spent over £800 ourselves taking the kids there, but it was worth absolutely every penny. It was brilliant. I know whenever I was praying, I was watching for it, because at the Brimlin end, I was hoping for a goal at their end, and Malik Tillman just scored just before half time, and the Brimlin erupted, and I could see them. They were all screaming, hugging each other, jumping up and down. So that's the thing. That's what it's all about, and we've made these wee kids fans for life.
Fantastic, Eddie. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show tonight. Send our regards to the supporters club.
Thank you.
Yeah, and really, really well done. So proud, and it's great to hear that story.
But keep us in touch with any further projects you're doing.
We'll keep in touch with you, and certainly, we know we're going to run the Young Bears trip as an annual event. I think it'll be more difficult going forward, because it's going to be now oversubscribed. It'll be basically it might be we're going to have to do one of them ticketing emails where there's going to be a ballot then for tickets for them. But no, we're going to run that as an annual event, and Chloe's looking to get over to Ibrox again, so it keeps me busy, keeps the secretarial job. I have plenty of emails to write.
You could do a kind of My Gers thing for it if you wanted.
Sorry?
You could set up some sort of My Gers thing for your first supporters club, no?
Yes, indeed.
Well, listen, all the best, mate. Take care.
Take care.
Thank you very much for calling in.
Thank you.
Well, no problem at all, and we'll listen to the show now, obviously, going forward, and I'll send you a wee invite. We'll get you the details and look forward to seeing you in June.
Sounds great.
Definitely, can't wait.
Alright, all the best, up the Gers.
Bye.
Bye.
Great call.
Wow, that's So I
It's
remember.
mind blowing.
I was-
How much
I was getting
passion
worried when
and-
he said he's secretarial there. I thought he was going to start giving the totties and mash or something. No, great call.
I get you mean now.
I totally admire how much effort and passion he has put into.
Yeah, and
That's just awesome.
that is
It's-
definitely above and beyond, isn't it?
Something that we were speaking about the weekend,
It's just so heartfelt.
when Vivian was asking why we do like the weekend thing and that, and
Yeah.
that's it. See, just getting to meet people. Sorry to hear the story, but you actually seen them at the weekend, seeing the wee girl Chloe and the friends and family there. People just their passion for Rangers. It's great just to
It's
go and meet
amazing.
those people and really it was an experience. But these guys have done it a few times. So if anybody in the future is doing anything
Yeah.
like that, please get in touch and we'll promote it any way we
Yeah,
can.
because
You're right, yeah.
these stories are great to hear. We had Craig Houston on for Sons of Struthburn, telling
Yeah.
the work that they guys do, and now to hear this as well, it's really heartwarming. Especially when you Eddie was right at the start of his call. He did say there is sometimes some negativity around the club. So to hear these positive news stories, for me personally, and I'm sure for you guys as well, it's great to hear.
Yeah.
But also, he touched on something that's really, really important. Rangers are always negative stories. I can't get into this tickly cough. Sorry. There's always bad stories about our club, our supporters and everything else, and we don't have a PR department to defend us. So when you see things like this and we can promote it, it really does make it a worth your while. So if anybody's interested, that's the name of the supporters club on the page just now. Give them a wee mention, a wee share or anything. But great call, guys, and if anybody's doing anything like that in the future, please let us know.
Yeah, we'll be happy to share your stories and experiences.
Rangers versus Kilmarnock. Rangers 3, Killie 1.
Mhm.
It was a tale of two halves.
And not the way that he usually goes. Usually it's the second half are really good.
It's
Aye.
the opposite.
But again, I'll start with my comments on it. I think this team really doesn't have as many issues as everybody thinks when it comes to ability. They've certainly got the ability, and they've got everything that they need to be successful, except for one thing. They don't have the work ethic, in my opinion. 45 minutes, Rangers I thought were outstanding. However, don't forget Kilmarnock have been I think they've got the worst away record in Scotland, so don't get carried away with it. But some of the midfield play I thought was outstanding. However, the second half, Rangers hardly went into second gear.
Were they tired or was it work
Well,
ethic though?
We've spoken about it so many times that
Fair.
no matter what, you've got to play for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And this team cannot play for
No.
90 minutes. Out with the Hearts game, where they did play the full 90 minutes and they played great, we keep getting reminded of it. I think it's a major concern that these players keep taking their eye off the ball. Other than that, the highlights of the game, I thought Cantwell was outstanding. Ranskin, his positional play, he's going to be real credit, and dare I say, he's reminded me a bit of Barry Ferguson with his positional play at the weekend. It was good to see John Suter on the bench, only coming on for a minute. It was crazy. I thought he should have been on earlier than that. But terrible goal that we lost, the same goal that we lose every week, ball in the box, can't seem to deal with it. So let's hope with Suter and Bridvan coming back in, we'll be able to tighten that defence up. However, I think in the future, in the next couple of weeks now, Alfredo Morelos won't be our main striker anymore. I think Kolak is going to be the main striker because he's got more of a team game. That's my opinion, guys. Katie, agree or disagree?
I
Well,
have to agree.
I'll probably, the way Michael Beale's been talking after the game, it certainly sounds, before the game and then a couple of weeks ago and now, it certainly seems like Michael Beale's looking to that. To coin an expression about the game at the weekend, it was for a Versace first half and a Prima second half. That's a phrase sweeping the airwaves right now. But I thought first half we were, under Michael Beale we've really struggled in as you say, apart from Hearts away. We've really struggled in the first half, so it was good to get a good tempo and a good rhythm in the first half. But then second half we just took our foot off the gas, as you're saying, and then I don't see the point in these 92-minute subs, to be perfectly honest. But it's
crazy.
But I don't understand it. It's maybe just to get them. I don't know, the experience will go back onto the Ibrox pitch again, I guess. But it's
10 minutes maybe, but they were only 1 minute.
Yeah. So it was good to see. It's good to see Suter back at least. Let's hope he maybe plays a couple of games till the end of the season.
Do you think it was a better midfield then that started, obviously, compared to the week before?
Well,
like
what I said before the game at the weekend on the live feed was this was a team that should have played the week before,
yes.
almost to a man, and most people agreed with me.
Yeah, I think so too.
And also, the fact that a week later, Lundstrom's on the bench because he wasn't match fit last week, even though the manager saying he wasn't. Tillman didn't feature at all. So that's quite obvious that these players shouldn't have played 2 weeks ago. I think I don't want to keep going over it because I do like Michael Beale as a manager, but he made a major mistake then and it's came back and proved that. But we need to move on. But also I was going to talk about was the penalty incident. I thought it was definitely a penalty. However, now I might be wrong with this because I've not seen it played back again, but I thought Kilmarnock should have got a penalty as well. I'm in a different angle from most people. I'm at the top of the main stand, so I did think that was a penalty. Other than that, Kolak had a great chance as well at the end, which 9 times out of 10 would score. A slight concern as well as Sakala missing a sitter again. The goal he scores is a lot harder to score than the one he misses.
Yeah, it's Sakala. I say this every week. I think when it comes to Sakala, I really like him as a player. I just don't think he's got the composure or the finishing 90% of the time. I think he's an instinctive player. I think he reminds me a lot like Nacho Novo. When he stops to think, he seems to kind of mess it up a little bit. So, whereas I remember his goal against the Hearts goal when the flick on and then he flicked it up. And half volleyed it at the corner. That was sheer. That was pure instinct. Whereas when he's got time to think and time to place his shots, he seems to miss quite a lot. But you know, after that miss against Celtic a couple of weeks ago, from that he come back on and start and play well, then you know, fair play to him. Fair play to his character. He's
an honest player.
It's a good thing though that you feel that the strengths that Sakala has, these are the kind of abilities in a striker that you can't coach. You can't coach instinct, you can't coach that sort of like understanding of the game, but the things that he's really weak at, with a better coach then he could improve, but it's just about trying to figure out how you can coach like decision making. It just needs to better decide what he's going to do sometimes.
What's your thoughts on the banners? There was 2 banners, let me remember what one was the quote from the
took the foot off the gas after 55 titles. Apparently it wasn't quite as long-winded as that, but
was the Stuart Robertson and Ross Wilson with basically leave Rangers banners up the other stand. That was removed, I believe.
Yeah, it was removed, which I think's a joke because
I don't think that's right.
I mean, we're allowed to protest, and I think it's quite funny that when it's the Union Bears that hold up the banners, that's fine because they don't want to fight the Union Bears because that's an impossible thing.
There's so many of them. I know, but that's true. There's so many of them, and they took the 2 banners down. Personally, I think there was nothing offensive about the banners, and a good point. Stuart Robertson is hopeless. I get the fact that he's a nice guy. People keep saying he's a nice person, right? But in a job like a CEO,
nice doesn't work.
Yeah, you need somebody who's a proper out and out businessman.
Businessmen are nice.
Who are deadly, that's right, who are deadly.
You want that ruthlessness.
You can't be nice in business.
And also, the thing is as well, Ross Wilson as well. But something I want to talk about quickly as well, before I forget about it, just when we're talking about how Rangers have been run with the PR department being bad and Stuart Robertson not doing a great job. It was on the news today, you might not have heard it, but I spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. So Rangers went to Seville and the supporters were treated terrible. They were treated like animals by the Spanish police and officials. Rangers Football Club,
even given water or anything.
That's right, but Rangers Football Club directors were in the fancy seats, didn't seem to care about it. Still haven't done anything about it. They put a strongly worded statement out and that's the matter finished. Liverpool, I don't support any English teams before anybody accuses me of being a bias here. I don't support any team in the world bar Rangers. I don't care about any other teams, but I take my hat off to Liverpool's board or whoever it was that fought UEFA because they get a result back today and their fans have all been compensated while our fans have been forgotten about completely.
Every Liverpool fan that purchased a ticket got their money back for the ticket.
We spoke about 2 weeks ago, and back to what I'm saying, why does our club no fight our corner? Because that's ridiculous. When you see Liverpool, if Liverpool could get a result like that against UEFA, why can we not get any kind of result?
That's people need to fight.
Do you have to wait until a fan is seriously injured or dies with dehydration because people couldn't drink water before the board will act? That's my concern. The board are quite fast at removing the banner we're talking about. 2 guys with an innocent banner, but they can't fight their cause for the supporters in a European final. And don't forget, the board didn't want the fans there in the first place. They didn't want a beam back. They filled half of the Rangers section with employees of the club that don't support them. Tickets went in the black market for employees of the club. The board are the representatives of our club. We fought to get them in, and the way things are going, a lot of people are thinking about fighting to get them out again, and I can understand why when you see Liverpool board functioning like that and fighting for their fans.
And I also like Ross Wilson joined us from Southampton, and the other day
I seen it.
someone had
seen that.
retweeted the tweet of Southampton announcing his departure when he left the club, and all the comments from the Southampton fans were saying good, his recruitment was horrible and he got us into a lot of debt, which is extremely worrying, because why did we not realise that? Why did we not see that? Why did we not?
Did we realise it? No.
I think, if I remember correctly, I think he was at the time very highly regarded
Rated,
in
aye.
football.
It was towards the end of his spell. He was highly rated. Now, from a financial point of view, I think you look back at the Ross Wilson era, if you like, and from a financial point of view, you could probably argue it's been a success, given the fact that we brought in guys like Bassey and sold them for what they got us, 30 million, maybe 35 with add-ons, etc. He's also brought in, I don't know if Hadji was brought in, I presume Hadji was brought in under Wilson, Yeah, he was.
as well, and so there's some pluses here. But if you look at the list of players that we've bought,
He's got Doctors 11, easy.
Aye. So if you look at the long list, I think I shared it with you last week.
That's right.
There was a good 25 players, whatever, and 7 or 8 have been a success. 4 or 5 you can maybe say the jury's still out, and the rest have been duds.
I mean, I feel like sometimes you do have to be fair to Ross Wilson, because a lot of people like to jump on his head, which sometimes fair enough. But there's a couple of signings like Tom Lawrence where people are like, oh, I can't believe that. How have we made a signing and he's injured the whole season, which was not Ross Wilson's fault because he didn't have any prior injury record, but he does. He has to take some accountability for us signing players like Roof.
Yeah. Another thing is as well, now, I don't know a lot about this, but I've been reading quite a fair bit. Gordon, you might know a wee bit about it. Is the Rangers changed their doctor last year apparently, and things have been getting. That's when the injuries really started mounting up. So why did we get rid of a doctor and who have we replaced them with the right person? Because that's a concern. Just everybody's now worried about our players coming back, getting re-injured. So that's my thoughts on that anyway, guys.
Yeah, it just seems that we're kind of going on to a different subject, but when we go back, we maybe do a season review with these things. But Tom Lawrence is now out until at least the start of next season now.
His injury is worse now than it was when he got injured.
And it's the same. Roos came back twice and been injured again. Suter played a game, then was injured for 7 months. Hadji's come back and he's no fit. Kovac has come back, in December or January and get injured and wasn't fit again.
Morel's took about 6 months to get fit.
Lundstrom get rushed back and he's now on the bench again. So
Matondo's back in training, and I was speaking about this the other day, and I think that he has the potential to come good. At
one point in December, I was getting my boots back on to play defence. So
but as a worry, all these players getting injured and the long-term injuries that Rangers have got.
Anyway. But it's not the fact they're long-term injuries, that they're getting injured, then they're becoming long-term injuries after they're coming back.
After they've seen the medical team.
It's either
it's worse than the NHS.
It's either one of two things. It's either the club not being honest with us, which is bad. The club should be transparent with us when it comes to injuries, or our medical team is doing something that's like hitting them with hammers in the legs.
It's like me going to the doctors with a broken toenail and come back with a broken ankle. That's
But it's a lot. It's costing us a lot of money. And it's costing us trophies.
It's costing. And we're on the verge of not becoming the second most successful team in football in a season and a half's time. The way things are going. So
just want to catch up with the comments. A lot of people are commenting.
Yeah, guys. Sorry we haven't really touched on a lot of comments. We'll scroll through some comments just now.
Yeah.
Right, round about there. Just want to go for it.
So David Stewart saying we played well with a good time in the first 45 minutes, and then back to pedestrian and not motivated for the second half. Totally agree there.
Frank saying the usual 10 to 15 minutes blackout. I have to agree with that. It's like we just lose.
It's motivation, concentration,
Morale,
And it was
everything.
the goal Kilmarnock scored was very similar to the two that we conceded in the cup final.
All season we've been conceding the same goals.
Just back post, unmarked man. It's our fullbacks need to take full responsibility for them. And
If you watch Rangers when they play Livingston, David Martindale's got it down to a T. He knows what he might not have a good enough team to beat us, but he just keeps putting balls, the balls in their defence, knowing that he's got a chance.
Absolutely, and fair play to him. David Ayres saying he thought Kovac was excellent the first half, leading the line, linking the play. And yeah, he makes a good point. We never really presumed Kovac to be that kind of player, but he did well. Yep, and I agree that we want a new striker for next season as well. I still maintain we should. Shanklin's probably a good option.
I think so as well.
I mean,
but
Where's he
Beale,
coming from?
Hearts,
maybe Hearts.
Top goal scorer in Hearts.
Beale knows exactly the striker that he's going for. He's mentioned that plenty of times. I feel bad for Kolak though, because he had such a successful first half of the season.
Yeah.
Got injured and was expected under a new manager, having been injured for 2 months, to just come back and regain his form, which hasn't really worked for him. But I still think he can.
So I wonder if anybody's watching, guys, if you can like and share, get the name out, get the word out. Gers TV, we're live on all social media and www.thegerstv.tv.
That's www.thegers.tv. Okay. We've also got a few things
Comments
to
from the
mention as
banners
well.
as
We'll
well.
just put some comments in. We'll talk about Spotify and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, this is Matthew Allison Brown. The player slipped up having between injuries and changing the team.
I thought the banner was
Reckless way
directed
forward,
at
we need a settled team. Yeah, we need a settled team. Yeah, I still think Michael Beale still try to play around with it and figure out what his best team is.
Completely.
I think I think he realises the same as us. He was let down with his players that he picked the wrong team against Celtic. However, at the same time, he obviously believed he was picking the right team, and I think he realises now that a lot of players have let him down, who also let Gio down. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, but Gio was.
But
His hands were tied in what he could do. He couldn't make many changes because of the injury crisis.
But what I'm saying is, some of these
let
players have let him down. But the players at some point have to take responsibility. It's not always the manager's fault. The banner should be directed at the directors, not putting them on the end. But the banner was, I thought, directed at the directors.
Yeah, I think that's what the I think that's what the banners were saying. To be honest, that was the point that they were making.
Mark Aiken, what did I go with?
Time. No. Mark saying, think.
Big changes. Big changes, Mark.
I
Yeah.
forgot how it
And
is.
I'll just read out the bottom one.
Sorry, Mark.
It says cleared out now needed. Okay, so I think there's going to be a bit of a clear out coming up.
That was my wee rant. I think we'll say the board don't want to rock UEFA. Correct, Dave. That's the problem. The board don't want to rock any. They don't want to rock the SFA, the SPFL. Don't want to rock UEFA. They don't want to rock the boat.
We let Fair just absolutely walk all over us a few seasons ago in Europe.
Yep. So many times it's happened.
Yeah. Brian Newell saying always seem to get injured players for Ross Wilson. Yep, and getting rushed back as well. Brad Pickinson Rangers need to go through the season unbeaten now. Try and keep the pressure on Celtic. They will slip up. They'll take advantage when they do. Win the Scottish Cup and close the points gap and can't overtake them. Must beat them at Ibrox and at Parkhead. And the bowler simply no better than the last lot that sold for £1. So some strong words there, Brad. I think that it's on the point that you've made that we get to the cup final. I've not actually watched or heard this, so I've just been told what John Lundstrom said, but I think John Lundstrom had an interview where he said, he was asked what his expectations are for the rest of the season, and he said, hopefully get to the Scottish Cup final. Now, at Rangers you should be saying, we're going to win the cup, that's it. We've let the supporters down in this cup final, we're going to go out and we're going to win the Scottish Cup for the supporters.
His expectation should be win the cup and win the league, because the league's not mathematically done. The players should be given 100% and should have the belief until we win.
You shouldn't be taking a wage if you don't think you can do your job.
And I think this might be part of the reason why our heads go down and when we don't play well for 90 minutes, because there's this kind of, I think there's this kind of malaise at the club where maybe 1-0 is great, and then if the other team scores, the other team scores. It's crazy that we don't have that. We don't have the same intensity as other clubs right now. We've not had it for a couple of years. We had it with Gerrard.
That was the last
when we won 55, but we've lost it, and
that's 2 years
it's
ago.
a lot of the same players.
But it's almost as if they've been tuned mentally to be accepting second best. That second best isn't as bad as we think, the fans. And that's not good enough. That needs to change. It's right now it's the Scottish Cup they need to win, but they need to keep winning league games and keep as much pressure on as possible. That's one thing he shouldn't be doing.
Mark's
is taking
saying-
the foot off the pedal.
Mark's saying about Sky Sports, the next comment, sorry, is Sky are going up from 48 to 80 games.
Next season. Aye, so there will be Rangers games basically soon.
Yeah, but he's trying to make the point that it might be 5:30 kickoffs.
Half 5 kickoffs.
Aye, but that's they've done that before. They've done that a couple.
They did,
about
didn't they?
10 years ago. They done it.
Aye, I remember that.
When we're on the League Cup, the Viaplay have really weird kick-off times as well.
Aye, the reason that they done the Stoke to league, because it used to be that they used to do like if Rangers were at home, the Celtic game would be live at 5:30, so just after the game finished you could watch their game,
Yeah.
and then vice versa. But
Yeah.
there was a lot of bevying because of that. People were just basically staying straight to the pub and boozing there. And I think they didn't like it, but the fans like. I like stuff like that. Football on a Saturday is what I like.
It's full day.
Aye, football's a
Settled
Saturday
in.
game. Just quickly wanted to comment as well. Rangers done I forgot the guy's name. One of the Rangers investors done a video at the weekend defending Ross Wilson. But again, I found it incredible because he was saying it was a great business deal for the James Bygirls to take Rangers to Sydney, which got cancelled. And he said that the reason it was cancelled was because there was a mistake or there was a blotch in the contract error. Rangers cancelled because of the fans protested and didn't want it. It's simple as that.
Here's the thing, Si, right? So we're judging Ross Wilson on purely football, yeah? Whereas he is probably getting judged by his superiors on the financial
Aye,
aspect.
he'll have a remit.
Aye, so therefore, if we don't know the remit, then we're going to be our expectations is for us to win the league, us to buy players that want to come into the team and help us win the league, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas
We don't know what's been told.
well, his remit is probably you've got a financial target to hit for the club with your transfers. You need to make
Probably.
net profit of X amount every 2 years or something.
And players like Bassey has just completely got him off the line from accountability for the next 2
Yeah.
seasons.
So
Quite possibly,
it's, you know, we might be judging things. For as far as
We're judging it as fans,
we're
but
judging it as fans. But if you take the kind of the overview of it, we don't know.
the point I was trying to make
conversations.
is, if you remember this time last year, John Bennett came out and done it. The board seemed to be putting these guys out to try and soften the fans up and just basically telling them lies. Basically, the deal that the Rangers going to Sydney was never going to happen. He was saying it was going. If Rangers had won the league, it would be great. Rangers going winning the league and then playing Celtic in Sydney. The Rangers supporters did not want to go in a friendly with Celtic.
Yeah.
That's the facts. This guy can try and cover it up any way he wants, change the story and the narrative all he wants. The Rangers support to a man. I didn't meet any Rangers supporters that wanted to go, and that was a major mistake from the club. And I don't know how much money it cost us. I've no idea, but it'll certainly have cost us money.
We're currently getting sued for it as
Sued,
well.
aye.
Yeah. As well, it kind of put a dampener. I remember yesterday, like a year ago, it was the 150th anniversary match against Aberdeen where we had big displays, you know.
That's right.
And it was just, a lot of it was just protests about this game
People
in
were sickened.
Sydney. And then,
It just shows you how far removed these people are from the average fan who goes to see Rangers from different parts of the world. Anyway, let's go back to the football. Before we go to the Rangers Hibs game tomorrow, Lewis has done a graphic
I'm going to quickly talk over
about Michael Beale.
Beale. As tomorrow, as we travel to Easter Road, it is officially 100 days since Michael Beale has been put in charge of Rangers. And I've just made a wee graphic on key dates, and I'm just going to talk over it. And there's a couple of other points that I'm going to be making. So, on the 28th of November, Beale was appointed. It was a fairly quick appointment after Gers sacking, but we identified the target that we wanted straight away and got him in. And then on the 20th of December, it was the game against Aberdeen at Pittodrie. It wasn't his first game, but it was a big game in terms of the fight and the turnaround late on. On the 2nd of January, it was Michael Beale's first Old Firm game, which we drew 2-2, unfortunately, after a late equaliser from Celtic. And then on the 15th of January, it was Michael Beale's first Hampden win against Aberdeen, where we went to extra time, and it was a good game, a good performance. We dug in and we got into the final. And then the first of February, let me just go quickly back to the 23rd of January, when Beale completed his first signing of his managerial reign by signing Todd Cantwell from Norwich, which is served to be a good signing. I mean, we saw him against Kilmarnock. He was probably man of the match for that game. Then on the 1st of February, it was Hearts away, which has definitely been a standout performance so far in the Michael Beale reign. 3-0 win, could have been more. And then on the 26th of February was the cup final in which we lost to Celtic. And you know, in that reign there has been mistakes, but overall I think he's done very well for 100 days for the team that inherited with an injury crisis, with players with bad attitude. He came in and he's turned it round, and we've not let the gap grow any bigger, and that's all we could ask for from him.
So let us know your opinions on Lucy's graph here and what you think of Michael Beale's first 100 days at Rangers. We're going to open the calls up just now. We'll quickly put our wee jingle up.
Let's all talk.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We've got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. The Gers TV, hit it.
Okay, so if you want to call in, please do. The number was there for you. So, going back to Lewis's graphic, Michael Beale's 100 days. You said he's done very well. I wouldn't say he's done very well. I would say he's done well. But big games, I think we struggled against Aberdeen, to be perfectly honest, for large parts of the game.
Two major mistakes against Celtic.
We capitulated in the last 5 minutes, or the last 5-10 minutes of the Old Firm game, and he made a mistake in his selection for the cup final. That said, so that's a kind of negative ledger, if you like. The plus side, Cantwell and Rashkin look good additions. It's interesting how we call them Michael Beale signings and not Ross Wilson signings, because they look good. So we need to understand that we can probably say that Rashkin and Cantwell will be good signings under Ross Wilson as well. On the plus side, we had a great performance against Hearts away, which is a difficult place to go. We had a great memory with Scott Arfield scoring twice in the last 4 minutes, and our league form has been very good since he came over, since he came in, so undefeated in the league. So I think he's done well. I don't think he's done amazing, but I think he's done well. I'd probably say 6 to 6.5 out of 10.
He's had a hard job to do, to be fair.
Yeah.
To be fair. But anyway, let us know your opinions on that, guys. We've got the Hibs game we'll talk about in a second. If anybody's want to give us a wee call, the number is 0141 319 5230. It'd be good to give us a call, but you need to give us the last 3 digits. If we don't get the last 3 digits and we don't know who you are, if you call before, you don't need to, but in general, if you give us the last 3 digits. We'll quickly talk about the Hibs game. Before we'll do that, do you want to give a wee plug for the Spotify, because there's a new Spotify came out?
I don't know if that's the right terminology, but it's close anyway. So the Gers TV, alongside a great friend of the show, David Hurd, who's watching tonight and commenting tonight, we have recorded a series of podcasts for Spotify, and it's basically just taking periods of Rangers histories and subjects of Rangers histories, and discussing them. Just David Hurd giving us some great stories and some great information regarding some bygone days. So, for example, we've talked about the fantastic winners we've had at the club. We've talked about the fantastic goalkeepers and strikers, especially strikers from 1872 to 1920, which was fascinating for me. And we've also talked about our Scottish Cup run, not winning in 25 years, and we've also discussed how we were League Cup champions, League Cup winners as well, and the most successful League Cup team. So there's fantastic episodes. Couple of latest ones out when John Gregg became manager. So for 3 seasons, I think, between 1979, 1980, 1982, 1983, John Gregg became manager, and it was absolutely fascinating to listen to what happened then. And our latest one has been the 60s European finals. I've run to European finals. So if you haven't already, please go onto Spotify, just simply type in the Gers TV, and they'll come up. So I think there's 8 episodes, and there'll be another 2 released this week. So that'll complete 10, and I'm sure we'll record many more. So a big thank you to David Hurd for all his hard work and effort, and I'll hopefully, if you can go on and listen, to give us some feedback and leave a wee review if you can as well, and remember to follow the page as well. But just go on Spotify and just simply search for the Gers TV.
Yeah, so if you want to give us a wee call, it's 0141 319 5230. Let's talk about Rangers versus Hibs tomorrow night.
Just before that, we are looking for your help with the Gers TV, and if you would like to make any donations to the Gers TV, there's a link that Lewis might put on now
for the Spotify.
No, for the,
No,
the
that
link for donations. If you'd like to help the Gers TV grow, we have got. I'll try not to say too much at the moment. We have got some great announcements and news coming up soon, but we won't say anything tonight. So keep tuned for that.
Later on this week.
Yeah, later on this week. If you'd like to help the Gers TV grow and expand and get new content, then please click the link and give us a small donation. If you could, that'd be fantastic. Thank you.
Let's go to see Hibs. Let's talk about that. I think that's going to be a really hard game tomorrow night. I think Rangers will play probably the same starting 11 or as close to it, depending on how fit the players are. No want to put a jinx in them again. But I think that team that he started with at the weekend is a team that he'll base it on.
Yeah.
And I think Lewis is right basically earlier on. I don't think it's a game to play John Suter in unless you've got a few goals and you want to bring him on and get him back to fitness, because it's a game that he could get an injury in. Hibs will go for the start. Hibs will go for Rangers sports, and
5 minutes.
it is a hard place to play in, but I think Rangers should be able to get the victory, and I'll go for a prediction of 2-1 to Rangers. Thoughts?
There you go.
I don't know, last time we played them it was 3-2, so I'll go 3-2 to Rangers.
There's been some crazy games against Hibs this season. The first game of the season at Easter Road, we were cruising. Well, not cruising, but we were winning the game, and obviously one of the comments being sent off Morelos and Lundstrom for innocuous challenges. I think that Hibs will be up for it as usual against us, like Aberdeen. It's a cup final. I think it'll be a good atmosphere at the stadium, and I think it'll be a tough game. But I think they'll come out on top. But I actually think we'll actually win 3 or 4 0. To be honest, I'm going to go for 3 or 4 0.
Good. We need to get into a position we start killing teams off quite well. I was just about to ask for the scores on the football as well. If anybody wants to do them.
Chelsea.
It's 1-1 on aggregate, not to know. Just David shot. It's
Okay.
Chelsea won against Dortmund, 1-1 on aggregate,
Right.
and 2-0 Benfica against Club Brugge.
Okay. Club who, sorry?
Brugge.
That's a new team.
Huge.
Yeah.
that's a new team. So Lewis has very kindly posted the link for our Spotify podcast. So please, if you find time, you don't have to listen to them now. You can download them when you listen to them on the way to work, the way home from work, or if you go to the gym. It's perfect workout material, isn't it, Vivian?
Yeah.
And also, if you'd like to donate to the Gers TV, the link's up above. Okay, thank you.
Time's marching on. I'm aware of that. We'll quickly catch up with the comments. Somebody want any comments on that we've missed?
I mean, I've not put my prediction in, so I'm just gonna.
Alright, you might-
I'm gonna quickly put in my prediction.
So sorry, Lewis. Sorry.
I think it'll be 3-0 Rangers. But
Okay.
I think based off the media of the last week that Rangers have been putting out, it's fairly obvious that Antonio Cholak will be leading the line. You know, he took the press conference, so I think that it's fairly obvious he'll be the one that's starting.
Yeah.
I don't think there'll be many changes. We've got the game at the weekend, obviously, as well. Rangers versus Raith Rovers. I think that's a game. Now, again, first of all, we need to go and win the game. That's a fact, obviously, we know that. But we need to get a couple of goals, and then you should be looking at, in my opinion, getting Ridvan and Suter and guys like that fit. Hadji. We need to start getting these guys into the team.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't underestimate them either, because we see what happened with Partick Thistle. They gave us a good game a couple of weeks ago.
Is it a good idea to bring back previously injured players against a team that might try to foul us?
No, I'm saying if they score 2 or 3
Oh,
goals.
sorry.
I
Okay,
wouldn't
yeah, no,
start
I
with
agree. Yeah, I wouldn't start with them. Just get through it. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if I know what you want to see a 5-0, 6-0 kind of thing, but they'll come through, and you know, Thistle gave us a good game, especially the first half.
Yeah, it's a cup game, so I
imagine Raith Rovers will probably do the same. But it should be a comfortable. You say this, it should be a comfortable win. But we'll probably make hard work. We'll probably have an excellent first half or an excellent second half. And you'd have a poor first half and a poor second half to go with it.
let's hope we get 90 minutes and hammer.
Aye.
What's your thoughts, Vivian?
I've got a good feeling about Saturday. I think we'll break the deck. So tomorrow.
Harder game tomorrow night.
Harder game tomorrow.
Lewis, you were saying so you can't watch the game at all on UK TV, is that right?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, no, the game on Wednesday will not be on UK television, but there will be other ways of getting around it.
Watch
You
it.
know.
However, we cannot promote them on our channel. We're not allowed to. But he's all know how to watch it.
No comment.
We've got a few comments, Mr. White. A few comments in Tav getting replaced. It's something that's been missing, a captain that players give 110% for.
Sorry to jump in. It's just I've been saying this for a few weeks. No thanks. I've been saying this for a few weeks. I agree with that. I think Tav's like a brilliant player, and I'll keep him in the team. But how can you demote somebody for being a captain and keep him in the team? I don't know if you can.
It's happened before, isn't it? With Barry Ferguson.
But true enough. I just think that I think that Tav's had his shot at captaincy. He's done reasonably well, but we need for a captain. David had made a point last week. It doesn't really matter about the captaincy really too much, but I'm not sure. I was all for Tav getting replaced until David Hare put his comment up last week, to be perfectly honest. But I agree that Tav's, sometimes in big games you can hide a little bit.
Just a wee point I might make, because talked to guys at the weekend in the main stand where I sit, and the guy beside me actually made a really good point, so I thought I would steal his thunder a bit. There is a good argument to say that Gio did play. We know he's not been at his best this season, but for a full year he played under. I think he played with an injury. John Lundstrom made a video where the guy Paddy Pins, whatever his name is, and I remember him saying that there's a few players, and I think he mentioned Tav, and I think it's quite clear that Tavernier did play with an injury for at least probably 6 months at least. That's probably been detrimental to his career and his ability with Rangers, because I don't think he's as good a player now as he was a few years ago. That's my opinion.
If a team wants to reach their full potential, everyone can be replaceable, and I think Tav's is no exception to that. He's been a great captain, he's been a great servant, and he's led us from the second division up to winning the title. But we do need to think about the future, and that's not saying next transfer window sell Tav, bring in a new right back. It's maybe bring in who we're thinking of replacing him, bring in someone that's for the future and let Tav be more of a mentor and drop out of games instead of playing every single minute.
Who did Tavernier get signed from again? It was a championship club?
I thought it was Derby. Wigan.
So you bring a guy in from Wigan, and no disrespect to Wigan, it sounds like it is disrespectful.
That's disrespectful.
No disrespect to Wigan in the sense that they don't win trophies every season. So therefore you're bringing a guy from Wigan into a club that's expected to win trophies every season, no matter what level they're playing at the time.
Yeah.
And
that's a good point, actually.
He's not at the as a different mindset. Lundstrom came to Sheffield United, who were relegated that season as well. Different mindset. They were happy to get a draw at some games. So unless I'm not saying the mindset is a loser's mindset or whatever, but obviously it's not. But I think I think that if you want, I think Tavernier was a good captain but I think he's had his time as captain. I think his time's maybe come to an end, and I think you want somebody that's maybe used to winning trophies that comes in, whether it's for down south or your European League or whatever.
Yep.
But also, I would say don't just replace him for the sake of replacing him.
Yeah.
You get somebody that's worth replacing him.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of stripping people the captain's armband. I think that Tav was to lose the captaincy, it should be through his departure from the club and not he's not playing any games at all. Then obviously he shouldn't be captain. But I think slowly but surely it should be phased out. At the minute he plays every single second of every single game, and he's getting on in terms of footballing age. So it can't be good for him, and we need to start protecting him a wee bit as he gets to the latter stage of his career.
I think there'll be a lot of changes in the summer. I think there'll be a few big changes.
I would say I genuinely, as a player, I really rate him. His technical ability is amazing, and he's scored some amazing goals for us. So please don't get me wrong in this. I think I don't know if I want to say
he's more a wing back than he is a defender.
Yeah. And I think that in these big games against teams like Celtic and the semi-final against Hibs, etc., I think that he has been at fault for a few goals he's lost. And for me, I'm torn because I really like him. I think he's a great player. Whether or not he's got that winning mentality as a captain for Glasgow Rangers, I'm not sure.
Unfortunately, I think we all really like Tav, and he's been amazing for us. But sentiment loses you titles.
Of course.
Rewarding players off of sentiment and what they've done in the past gets you in bad places. I mean, we saw with clubs in the past in the last few seasons.
You need to make difficult decisions at big clubs.
Yeah.
And all the great managers done it. Yeah, one thing you need to remember is if you look at Alex Ferguson, some of the decisions he made that people said you can't do that, with some of the best players in the world, and he done it. and that's what made them a successful club at the time. Anybody want to give us a wee call? It would be good to hear a wee call coming in. What's the number? Somebody want to give us a number?
0141 319 5230.
We'll do another 10 minutes and then we'll finish up, guys. Any comments you want to catch up with?
How many tickets have Rangers got for tomorrow? You know?
I don't know anymore because we keep getting limited tickets.
We still have the one stand, right? The same stand that we usually have. We used to have two, but we got stripped of one.
Lenny Collins saying Robertson out. David Stewart, Rangers don't do comfortable. We ended up biting our fingernails probably. Don't win the easy way. Alistair Moore wanted to see us a good few goals and clean sheets per night. I think we all want that. We haven't won enough goals this season, but disappointing. I think that we're due a big result against a semi-decent team away from home, and I think Hibs will come out and have a go. And I think that will leave some gaps. And I think I've always said this under the last couple of managers. I think we're better when teams attack us because there's no space to exploit. So
it suits us to ever play better.
Yeah, absolutely. But if we do get a couple of goals, let's not sit back and take a foot off the gas. Ian Campbell, very good question. I'll let you guys answer this first. Who would take over from Tav as captain?
Well, I think you need to bring somebody in. That's what my point was. I don't think there's any point in getting. I don't think, apart from Conor Goldson, I don't think there's any other standouts that could go into his position as a captain. However, I would be looking in the future and getting somebody new in as a captain, more of a leader, but I don't know who that person is.
I mean, your captain needs to be someone that plays every single minute for it to be effective. And currently we have about 2 players that play every single minute, and it's Tav and Goldson. I think Goldson would be a good captain, and I don't see why he shouldn't get it if Tav was to leave this summer. But there probably is an option that we can bring in
somebody else.
I can't see Tav leaving the club. Certainly, I can't see him getting sold. But you never know. Frank is making a good point about this. Maybe this is not the time to discuss a new captain.
That's a good point.
I take that on board. I think that's more important decisions right now. But the captaincy is a very, very big thing. So I think it's something that has to be addressed.
Whatever happens in the next 6 or 7 weeks, there's going to be big decisions anyway. No matter if Rangers win the Scottish Cup or whatever, I think Beale's already looking at the market to make big changes in the summer. I'd like to hope so.
I think so.
Should have made McGregor captain when Gerrard came in. This was he's got a nasty streak. Calf hasn't got a nasty streak as a captain, but we've spoken about that as a point. We've spoken about it a few times. Ian Campbell, anybody with balls?
Saying who can replace Tav.
We need a team that plays for Rangers to be strong enough to make the opposition panic big time, like older teams in the past. We've spoken about that a few times. Call in next Tuesday, Gers TV. That's Mark.
Why not call in tonight? Why not call in this Tuesday?
Call in next Tuesday.
You can always call this Tuesday if you want. Why wait? That's my motto in life. Why wait?
There's a comment coming in there. Supposedly Tav's carrying an injury. I've said this for months. He needs an operation, and so he'll be out for a few weeks. Well, you shouldn't be playing players constantly with injuries because it doesn't help long term.
I mean, unfortunately, I don't know where Adam Devine has went. I mean, I've not.
He played today. He played for the
Did he play
B
the
team?
B team?
You told everyone earlier.
Did I?
You're the one that told us, I'm sure.
This is news to me.
Now listen, earlier on as well, I'm going to take Grass Vivian as well because she said, we were talking about just before the show started, she's like, I was falling asleep, did you know, for the game I can't remember the second half. and then you're going, like, great game. But I was close to sleeping in the second half as well, to be fair.
I did.
I think so with the team, unfortunately, that's the problem.
I've done it once.
Maybe the players get it for the sports in the stands.
I've actually done it once, that Ibrox fell asleep when I was on it for the night. I've done the night shift and I've been on the bevy and I've seen myself just sitting and you woke up and you're like, jeez, where am I? 10 seconds sleep, but that happens to us all. The only player in the team just now that's the captain's attitude is McGregor. But time McGregor would only be the captain at the end of the season. It wouldn't.
I think that's
what are you doing to me, dog here?
Disrespectful, I think, to a couple of players in the team.
The only benefit is changing the captaincy just now. Enjoyed the debate tonight, guys. Thanks, Mr. White. Cheers.
Give us a call, Mr. White.
Although
you can speak to Mr. Black.
Although I think that we all love McGregor, I don't think that just shouting at the referee and abusing random people is a captain's mentality. I get you need to be stubborn, but you know, sometimes it does go a bit over the line.
Anyway, guys, anything else we've got to chat about?
Well, I'll just let you know one thing. Gers TV, if you've got a PlayStation or an Xbox or a laptop, we've got an esports community and platform. It's through our Discord servers. So if you'd like to join that and get involved, we do kind of tournaments, FIFA clubs, etc. And if you'd like to get involved in that, if you play Football Manager, FIFA, Modern Warfare, COD, whatever you play, come and join us. You can talk about Rangers, talk about anything you like, and it's through our Discord server, which I'm pretty sure Lewis is going to put a link up in a few seconds time. So please join it, get involved, and also don't forget to go on Spotify and search for the Gers TV.
Yeah, Vivian, you want to quickly talk about you started after the project for the soldiers?
Oh yeah. So this week my intentions are staying awake for the 2 Rangers games, and also delivering letters out to get the treats for troops organised. So I've drafted up a wee letter, so I'm hoping we get lots of donations, so hopefully by next Tuesday I can give you an update on that as well.
Yeah. And it's basically
And I'm also starting to give you to your fitness plans.
Starts on Monday.
Every Monday, right?
Try to see my
Paperwork's
fat here,
nearly
but-
done. No,
So just so you know, guys, Vivian's a personal trainer, amongst other things.
Amongst other.
Amongst other things, she's absolutely fantastic, and
Yeah.
Simon and myself have agreed to be guinea pigs and go, is it 3 months? 3 months?
3 months. What's how long you want? We can
Well,
do 8-week transformation.
12,
16.
12 weeks.
No, it said on the forum, when do you want to look your best for? So I wrote the 12th of July.
Well, I wrote today. I wrote now. I want to look my best now.
Yesterday.
So basically, we're going to start that. We will start that as soon as possible.
Aye, well, I filled my form in the night, so I'll start.
Okay,
I done the swimming today. I done 10 laps in the pool.
I would genuinely record my diet for the next few days. I would genuinely have it all done for Sunday, and I would genuinely start it on Monday. I will commit to that
Brilliant.
live.
That, so what are you going to be getting up to after that? You're going to be doing your own training?
I'm going to set up an online coaching business and personal training business. Yeah, that's my next thing. And also I'm still in my prep for my comp. So yeah, I passed my scholarship last week in sports science. It's
Brilliant.
all done and dusted.
Oh, you've thrown your credentials at us now.
I know.
Yes. No more degrees, no more studying, no more anything. So.
No more Haribos for me.
I lay in my bed to 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday.
Did you?
Aye. So we'll show we doing your fitness programmes and all that.
Yeah.
I'll be doing my bit soon. No, but it's great that you're doing that, and you'll obviously be able to promote that on you as well. And
Link for treats for troops. I don't.
Sandra, we need to give us a link if there's any kind of link for
I
that.
think, do you know, see the one, there's one if you just type into Facebook, because I got some details.
We'll post it later on in the chat.
Yeah, I'll be able to do that later on, not a problem. Yeah.
Aye, so that's us guys. I don't think there's anything more to chat about tonight.
Well, I covered a lot. We
Shall I
have
quickly do the football scores before we finish?
Yeah. So I think they're currently the same anyway. I mean, it's still 1-0 Chelsea and 2-0 to Benfica. Oh no, 3-0 to Benfica. Gonçalo Ramos has just scored now.
There you go.
Okay. Can we just say that after the football on Sunday, Liverpool beat Man United 7-0.
We scored one.
All of a sudden, it doesn't make our result at Anfield seem too bad.
It wasn't at Anfield, mate.
Anfield's
It wasn't on Anfield. You're in the wrong
No, I'm
country.
seeing lots. I've got a few Man United
Oh,
kind of
I'll
fans on my
performance down there.
Snapchat.
Oh,
It's interesting, though.
Yeah.
it's one of the things. I think.
I'm a good big Manchester United supporter, actually.
Mark
I do like them.
Aitken's saying that we're going to do the fitness show on a Tuesday. Fitness, we'll give updates, Mark. I don't think we'll do it live. I don't think we'll do video clips. I don't think you'd want to see that, to be honest.
I having a heart attack on live when it's live on the telly. See how your fans would love that.
Aye. No, thanks very much for your company. Please don't forget to check out our spot. Please don't forget. I'm trying. I've forgotten. Ironic. Please don't forget to check out our Spotify. Brian, you're absolutely right. So go on Spotify and type in the Gers TV and you'll get all our podcasts. Please, if you'd like to donate to the Gers TV to help us grow and expand, Lewis will post a link one last time.
We've also got a website, www.thegers.tv.
So help us.
And we're on all social media.
Help us grow means we can keep doing
The
this.
videos have been really big the last week, man. The videos have been really
They
big.
have, yeah.
So you're not even nervous on Saturday. We go down on Saturday. We're going to go to Slimy Club and all the Rangers game. We're going to go to the Edmondson Club. That's the
What,
next
this
one.
Saturday?
Aye, we'll try and get the Edmondson Club.
Right, okay.
I'll be up for that.
Right.
Not been yet. I've still not been yet.
Right,
So
okay.
So I've not been yet either.
What is this Saturday? What time's the kick-off?
1 o'clock.
Mark Aitken has
1
told us 1
I'll
o'clock.
sort something out. We'll go to kick off there, but we'll try and do some interviews. If anybody wants to get an interview with Gordon or Vivian, I'll be there as well. But I'm trying to do the camera work and to have a wee break fit. Pass it on you. If anybody's got a supporters club doing any promotions, anything like you heard tonight, or anybody's got a good cause or a good story, you want to come and meet us at the Blue Gates. We'll get a wee chat with you on Saturday morning.
Also, one last thing as well, we're looking to do more Spotify podcasts, so if anybody wants to come on and have a wee show with us for our Spotify podcast, we can talk about anything. We can talk about music, we can talk about football in general, we can talk about the Premiership down south, we can talk about Scottish football, English football, European football, so we might set them up in the next few weeks as well. So if you want to get involved in that, please give us a message or give us a shout. We'll certainly would like you to get involved in that.
You're asking about what do you think of the Edmund's House. Well, I've not been on it on a match day, that's why I want to go in and do a wee kind of promotion about it to see it, rather than getting an opinion on it. But I have been in to see it about booking events, and it does look a good setup. However, I'd like to go in when the fans were in and get a beer and then check it out. I'm going out Saturday night anyway, I'm going to see Block 33, so I'll go for a couple of beers and then I'll give you an opinion on it then. We'll give an opinion rather than an opinion when you're not being when it's busy.
Yeah, no, I'll be up for that. If anyone is planning to go to Edmonton's House at the weekend, give us a shout, come and say hello if we're going to do it then.
Aye, that's what I just said a couple of minutes ago. I did say that we want to come behind for an interview.
Randallstown Rangers Supporters Club, cracking show. Thanks once again for having
Eddie,
no problem.
Eddie stole the show. He stole my show.
Aye,
He was on it that long. He reminded me of Jimmy
brilliant.
Cricket. Remember the old comedian?
No, we're under 50. I
There
think.
was a comedian called Jimmy Cricket and he used to build punchlines and that. Come here, there's more. No, come here, there's more. What's that? I can't remember if that was his punchline.
Well, it certainly sounds great.
No, his whole act was the fact that it wasn't funny.
Yeah.
It's a wee bit like yourself. Anyway, guys, it's been a great show.
On that bombshell, thanks very much for watching, and always remember, we are
The
Good
people.
people.